You know, I remember a time when Netflix had every single Power Ranger season on it, and nowadays we really only have Mighty Morphin, Ninja Steel, Beast Morphers, and Dino Fury. But I was looking into some Mighty Morphin episodes the other day, just because, you know, everyone's like, oh my god, Mighty Morphin's the best, it's awesome. And I was watching some episodes and I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Boo this man!
Mighty Morphin is remembered as one of the most iconic Power Rangers series out there. And obviously, besides being the first seasons of the show, we had so many Rangers, Zords, and villains that, conveniently, you can buy as a toy.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, too hot to handle.
However, as a big pop culture phenomenon like the 90s, does it still hold up today? There are episodes that people hold up with praise, like the original Green with Evil, the Ninja Quest, as well as Doomsday. But out of the 100 or so episodes of Mighty Morphin, not all of them can be good, right? I want to ask you guys, what are the worst Mighty Morphin episodes out there? So in no particular order, here is, in my opinion and yours, the worst Mighty Morphin episodes out there. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here. If you want to participate in one of these videos like this, go to my Twitter, ddonfuego. I'll be asking you guys some questions, and your responses may be seen in a future video. So with that, let's talk about some of the worst Mighty Morphin Power Ranger episodes out there. The first one being A Friend in Need. Now this episode is what they call a backdoor pilot, which is an episode of a currently running series that would heavily focus a supporting character or guest stars in previously unseen roles. We've seen The Office do this before. They gave Dwight their own episodes for Shroot Farms and whatnot. Mighty Morphin actually did this, the Bulk and Skull spin-off series. I made a whole video about it, go check it out. But yeah, that failed also. But in this case, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers would introduce the Masked Rider. And these 3 episodes would premiere in September of 1995, weeks before Masked Rider would actually premiere. And the only connection they would provide with both Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Masked Rider teaming up together would be Alpha 5, our favorite robot sidekick, who would be revealed in this episode to be from the planet Edenoi. Also, we don't see Ferbus in this episode. That's very disappointing. Also, I might add, this is the first ever Power Rangers crossover. Who, as a kid, watching this for the first time, why are we supposed to care about the Masked Rider? Because he's from Alpha's planet? The Rangers will be sent to Edenoi to attend a distress signal on the planet, as its inhabitants were forced by Count Draken to dig up poisonous gas to pollute the planet. Which doesn't make any sense, by the way, because Count Draken would literally say like minutes later, oh, you know what, let's just destroy the whole planet. Rita and Zed would also take notice of this and not really do much of anything. They're like, oh, the Rangers are over there fighting, let's just take over Earth while they do that. But Zed's like, oh, this Count Draken guy, he's so evil, not like me. He failed. Like, I'm so sorry, but in season 2 when Lord Zed appeared, he was supposed to be the big bad villain, but he would fail every single episode to defeat the Power Rangers. Just saying. Also, Kimberly wouldn't join the Rangers in this Edenoi adventure because she was sick. That's it. That's the storyline. And Kimberly will be back on Earth fighting a repainted monster that we've seen before. Very original, Power Rangers. Also, surprisingly enough, this monster gets the flu from Kimberly, which is probably one of the weirdest things to ever happen. One good thing I will say about this episode though, we had original Megazord fight footage, which we rarely see. I don't even know why, like, they had these suits, these Megazord suits, but they barely used them at all. They used them in this episode, and then the next time we see them, they would be destroyed. Another funny thing, in Masked Rider, they retconned all of this, so this special doesn't matter at all, as they would establish that Count Dragon was Lexian's son and Dex's uncle, who had been banished from Edenoi for his evil ways. Before we continue on to this next episode though, I do want to say, have you joined the Mighty Morphin E-Squad? Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any single one of my Power Ranger videos. And just because I love the E-Squad comment of the day, leave a funny comment down below, put E-Squad in it, and you might be in the next video. Next up, we have Scavenger Hunt, a season 2 episode. A lot of people call this the worst episode because it straight up doesn't make sense. It's a very padded episode. The Power Rangers will go on a scavenger hunt, right? And for no reason, really. There wasn't a prize, there wasn't an establishing thing about how they found out about the scavenger hunt. We open the episode, they're already in the middle of the hunt. Lord Zed would have another idea though to ruin their game once and for all. He would create the Cannon Top Monster with the intent to blast the Rangers into another dimension. I got some problems with this episode. The first problem I got with this episode was that they morphed like 12 minutes into the episode. I know this is kind of normal for a lot of these Mighty Morphin episodes, but these 12 minutes felt like the longest 12 minutes of my life. They were just in their scavenger hunt doing their little task. I didn't like it. Then when they actually morph, you know, it's morphin' time, the fight lasts a minute. Literally a minute. Cannon Top would shoot at them a little bit. They don't get sent to another dimension. They would reuse footage from previous episodes, literally, to pad out the episode. They would end up killing the monster with the Power Blaster, which, by the way, this was the last time we saw the Power Blaster in this random Season 2 episode, just because, to use old Zoo Ranger footage, I guess. And then they would go into the Megazords to fight Cannon Top, obviously, and they would pad it some more in this transformation sequence with a quote from Zordon.
Alpha, we must have faith that Tommy, as the leader of the Power Rangers, can use the Mega Tiger Zord to defeat Zed's monster, Cannon Top, and lead them to victory.
That literally sounds like me trying to add multiple words to my college essay, just so I can reach the word limit. And like a lot of episodes of Mighty Morphin, it would be a silent Megazord battle. No Rangers in the cockpits, just the rock music and their sound effects. But to give it some context, this was one of the last episodes before they went to Australia to film the Mighty Morphin movie, and it shows. They probably filmed this in like a day. Also, there was a gypsy subplot with Bulk and Skull. There's gypsies now in this show. Let's not talk about it, okay? Next up, we got Switching Places, one of the first ever episodes of Power Rangers. Now, the Mighty Morphin saga pre-Tommy Oliver joining the team as the Green Ranger was pretty interesting, as we were supposed to use this time to really learn about the Rangers, and a lot of times it just wasn't really used well. Billy and Kimberly would kind of sometimes have dual episodes together. There was one called Power Ranger Punks where they just, you know, turned to punks, and it was pretty funny to me personally. Like, they were wearing leather or whatnot. They were giving competition to Bulk and Skull's bullying efforts. I just thought that was it was a cute one. But their second focus episode, Switching Places, I don't like it. Why did I sound like Woody Woodpecker for a second? Power Ranger Punks was an episode where we can see the Rangers act out of the ordinary. In Switching Places, they just focus on the stereotypes of the Rangers. Oh, Billy's a geek and a nerd, and Kimberly's a valley girl. Wow, very original stuff. Switching Places was the final episode before Tommy was introduced, and saw Billy making a machine that would read each other's thoughts. Weird considering how this machine was meant for like 2 human bodies instead of just something you'd put on your head, or you know, a collar. Have you seen Up? What's Up, dog? The thing on the collar, you could talk. So you know what happens, blah blah blah, Kimberly and Billy switch bodies, and we just do the normal basic shenanigans that any switching bodies would do. Kimberly, now in Billy's body, doesn't know how to work a computer, and Billy, now in Kimberly's body, doesn't know how to do makeup or cook for some reason. Couldn't they just call off all these appointments that they had that day? Because, you know, they switched body, could just be like, I'm sick. They committed to it. I'm glad they did though. Bulk and Skull also had their body switched this episode, not really for a particular reason. Would have been more funny if they switched bodies with a rat or something, but no. They just acted like themselves, but the opposite. They just ate the whole episode. Also, there was a genie monster, surprisingly enough, and Rita would send this genie lamp to Earth, as well as the genie, to destroy the Power Rangers. And Zordon would send the Power Rangers to retrieve the genie lamp, and funny enough, it was not even the prop from the Sentai, it was a toy from the Aladdin movie that came out a year prior. Great job, guys. Very low budget this show had. And as soon as we got that lamp, that episode was very weirdly fast-paced. We would be sent to a fight with Goldar and the Putties that would last literally 10 seconds. Zordon's like, alright, teleport them to the genie. They would teleport to the genie, fight with the genie for another 10 seconds, and they're like, oh, they got hurt badly. Send them back to the command center. Learn a lesson in like 30 seconds, then they're out again, summoning the Zords, boom, bap, bap, the episode's over. So what was the ultimate lesson of this episode that Zordon gave upon our team? Work together. What? They're the Power Rangers. They're supposed to work together. You would lose nothing by not watching this episode. Before we continue, I do want to ask, in your opinion, what is the funniest looking Power Ranger monster? Was it that pumpkin wrapper? Was it that pig dude? Let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like to lock in your answer. 1,500 likes and I'll do more videos just like this one. Next up, we got the Great Bukala Escape, which actually is the lowest rated Mighty Morphin episode on IMDb. So is it that bad? The Rangers would stumble upon a strange crashed ship and find a freaky alien known as Bukala, and as well as an incredibly powerful gem. And when Bukala arrives, they would arrive in this smaller little getup, but once they would escape the ship and show their true form, wow, am I scared of that. But this monster is based on a Japanese kabuki dancer. They don't mention that at all though. Of course they didn't, it's Power Rangers, they don't mention these things. The Rangers would try to send this alien back to space, but Lord Zed wants to meddle. Of course he does. Lord Zed would want to steal this gem from Bukala to enhance the new Zord, Serpentaris, Evil Zord, whatnot. He would create a bad version of Bukala called Bad Bukala, who looks absolutely the exact same as regular Bukala, just that they're evil. Couldn't have made the eyes a different color or something. Nope. Okay, I got you. There was also Weldo, another minor antagonist in the episode. He would die from Billy's blade blaster. Literally just pew, one shot. He's dead. The only good thing I can say about this episode is that this was the last time we kind of heard Jason, Zach, and Trini's names be mentioned about that peace conference thing. That was nice. The rest of it, not so much, but that was nice. Weldo and Bukala were actually the same monster in Die Ranger, and it was just weird that they didn't do the same thing here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the one episode I think of when I hear the worst Mighty Morphin episodes, and that is Rocky Just Wants to Have Fun, which is a play on of the song, you know, girls still wanna have fun. Oh, Rocky wants to have fun. We see that Ernie has a new pachinko game for the Angel Grove Youth Center, and Rocky gets into it. And I mean really, like 3 seconds into playing it, he's like, oh my god, this is so much fun. It's not that serious, bro. Lord Zed did have a little game of his own though, because he would cast a spell over Rocky, causing him to only want to play the game, as well as using that pachinko machine to create the pachinko head monster. Billy would try to talk to Rocky like, yo, we gotta study. He's like, shut up, Brainiac. A little kid would be like, Rocky, it's time for my karate lesson. He's like, shut up, kid. Go play a video game or something. He was very mean. He was very dedicated to this role. I gotta give an applause to Steve Cardenas. He was too dedicated for this episode for no reason, bro. Rocky was acting a complete fool about himself, being a gambler or whatnot, both in and out the suit. He was playing with monkey bars or something too in the playground. There's also this little dance he does when he morphs up. Yeah, that's where that legendary gift comes from. And when he morphs up with the fellow Rangers, he would actually play soccer with the monster. This episode is so bad it's good, okay? This pachinko head would turn everyone into pachinko balls except for Tommy, of course, who would destroy him with the Mega Tiger Zord. Alpha would fix everyone up, and we would end off with the lesson told off by Aisha, which the quote goes, all play and no work can make a person a real joke. What? What did Rocky learn in this episode? He was literally mind controlled. How did Zordon also not realize that Rocky was under a spell when he was trying to contact him in the communicator? And do Americans even play pachinko? I thought that was a Japanese thing. Bulk and Skull's subplot of this episode was that they would try to prove that Ernie was a Power Ranger. The reason here being was that Ernie would be off every time a monster has attacked in the last 6 months. That's insane. It's like me in the 2nd grade saying that one of my classmates was Santa Claus. I won't be giving any more context on that story, by the way. If you're watching this episode, watch this for Rocky. Just watch him the whole episode. It's a funny thing to do, alright? And with that, we got some of the worst Mighty Morphin episodes out there. What do you think? Let me know your least favorite Mighty Morphin episode in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, DDonFuego. I'm also on Instagram, NotDonFuego. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.